This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Barry McGuigan here at York. Barry, it's been a busy night for the McGuigan family. Obviously, you've seen Shane working with Ellie Scotney over in Wembley. I mean, he's had to shoot across. He's just told me on the tube for the first time in a few years to come across to work Caroline's corner. Let's just start off with Caroline because we're here now. Another impressive and dominant display and some very competitive rounds under her belt.
Yes, Miguel Rodriguez is, former. I think she won the bantamweight title many years ago. She fought Olympic gold medalist Estelle Moselli last year and beat her and didn't get it. And so she's a world-class talent, tough girl, ridiculously tough. And it just sort of showed the potential that Caroline Dubois has. She's a seriously talented young girl. And she can punch like bejesus, she can really punch very hard, and that right hook and that looping backhand is getting better too. She's improving. I'm delighted she won so impressively tonight. I'd like her to have got the stoppage, but the fact that she went 10 rounds is not bad for her. It's good for her because just like Adam Azim, you can't knock everybody out. You have to learn to be patient. You have to learn to get through difficult fights. And York Hall is it's suffocatingly warm. It's very, very warm. It's a very intense little venue. It's fabulous, but it's really, really warm. We're coming to the end of the summer, so it was warm in there tonight. But I'm very proud of her. She's such a talented young girl. She's gonna win all the belts, this girl, and she's gonna move up. And she's going to win at 140. She's going to win at 147. She's only beginning to show her potential.
Speaking to her early in the week, she mentioned, obviously, that Kay Taylor fight's always been mentioned, but she mentioned she'd like the Chantal Cameron fight. She'd like Natasha Jonas. Obviously, Michaela May has been mentioned, of course. How far off do you feel at this stage in Caroline's development she's from one of those leading names within the sport?
Well, the problem is holding her back. She's such a mature girl. She's getting better. She does need experience. She does need the rounds, Andy. And so it's a decision that Shane and Jake will make with Joshy P and the team. We're and of course we're going to work with the Sky guys and we obviously work very closely with them and make decisions with them. So it's very important that we make the right decisions at the right time. She's a superb talent, but she has to develop, she has to get better, she has to make the right fights and the right decisions at the right time. But she's we feel she's ready for any of the other ones pretty soon. So it's juggling sort of decision, but we'll make the right decision.
Barry, when I arrived earlier, you was here just before myself, so I imagine that meant you was kind of here to help Caroline through her warm-up while Shane was travelling over. Yeah. Did you manage to catch Ellie's performance at all under Zoom?
I didn't get to see it. It's kind of hard to say to the Sky guys, can you put on the zone? I was out the back looking and hoping that we'd see something, but I know she won. She's a super kid. She's such a great talent. She's getting better and better and better, and she's going to win the world featherweight title. She's going to win the world super featherweight title, and I wouldn't at all be surprised if she fights for the world lightweight title. She's a super talent, and I promise you, and mark my words, she will get better at featherweight and better at super featherweight and lightweight. She's that sort of a girl. She sparred Michaela Meyer, in preparation for her world title fight, and let's not beat about the bush here. She was able to handle her quite comfortably, and she's a super bantamweight. I think Michaela Meyer's a big girl, so she's got serious talent, and we're very much looking forward to the progress she's going to make. And so I just love this kid. I love Ellie Scotney. She's a brilliant talent. She's a great personality, and I really wish that we saw more of her personality. She rips the piss out of me every time in the gym, and I go, Ellie, why are you picking on me? She's great. She's great to have around the place. She's such a dynamic personality, and I hope that we see her on Question of Sport, and we see her on, because she's just a really great talent and a great personality, and she's going to get better and better under Shane, I promise you.
Barry, DAZN's headline fight tonight was Jai Opetaia versus Jordan Thompson. Jai Opetaia successful with a fourth round stoppage victory this evening, just to bring CBS into the equation. Obviously, we're waiting to see what happens next, whether it's a Coley, Masterneck, whatever happens. But on the Opetaia fight itself, how exciting of a proposition is that potential bout there between Chris and Opetaia?
Well, obviously, it's, Chris wants to win all the belts and he wants to fight for the best fights. He wants to make the most money. He wants to make the fights that make sense. So we've got to make those decisions. And I didn't see the Opetaia fight, which I'm looking forward. I've taped it, but I can't see it, just like I couldn't see Ellie's. I was on my way up here. It's difficult to get the balance right and to move across town, and Shane was able to do that. I have to say, there must be some sort of world title in that, because I don't know that anybody has ever done that in the past. So I must Google and see whether that's happened before, where they win 2 world titles in the same night in different parts of London, the metropolis. So Caroline was superb tonight, and we see the potential. People are just raving about her. She is one of the best female boxers in the world today. She is getting better, and she is just a sweetheart. She's a great kid, but she's deadly serious about being the best she can be, and she's not even scratching the surface. Just wait and see how much better she gets. She can roll underneath punches, she can fight on the inside, she can fight on the outside, she can box, she can bang, she can hit you with a backhand, hit you with a looping backhand, and then knock you out with a right hook. I'm honest to God, she was sparring with young Christian. I can't remember Christian's surname in the lead up to this fight, and a young male boxer, super featherweight. But Jesus Christ, you want to watch these sparring sessions? My God, they're like so competitive and so brilliant to watch. I'm a former world champion, so I'm not bullshitting. There's no point in me doing that. I'm talking to the trade magazine who know what they're talking about. So it was just great to see her progressing, and she's just going to get better and better and better under Shane. I know.
Just one fight away from your stable and the guys and girls you guys work with. I want to get your thoughts on. We saw Ben return last week out in Florida. A lot of talk about the Eubank Jr rematch. Rematch fight which was due to take place but didn't. Now it is potentially happening. Just get your thoughts, Ben and Chris Eubank Jr.
And look. I don't want to diss anybody, but I have a very straightforward attitude towards people taking performance-enhancing drugs in boxing. And if you're caught, you're out, and you're never allowed back in again. I'm with the board 100% on this, and I'm sure Conor Benn is a lovely young man, and he's a superb talent and everything else. But honestly, if we allow people who take PEDs in boxing into boxing, we are opening the floodgates, and we have to make a firm stand against it. So I'm with the board of control on this, and if you're caught, you're out. I don't care who it is. The difference in this game is it's not a game of tennis, it's not a game of golf, it's not a game of football. You can kill your opponent, and when you have these sort of potential disasters on the line, you cannot accept performance-enhancing drugs in boxing. It's just a no-no, and I'm with the board 100%. Anybody who takes it, anybody who's caught, never allow them back into the sport again.
Barry, it's getting very late now. It's midnight. I'm sure you want to go celebrate this victory with Caroline and try and catch up with Ellie if you can. So thank you for speaking to me, and I'll speak to you again soon.